Any headaches this week, John? Fitness-wise, first of all, you guys seem to be in a pretty good spot generally.
Yeah, I think everyone will be available this week, which is good. So that's important to be able to have the availability of your playing group. It's really important to be able to continue to do that. We know that different things will change from week to week, but it's important to be able to keep doing it.
Outside of the 22 or 23, any progress with the guys, or in particular Cow? I'd imagine he'd be close to a run in the VFL.
Yeah, he trained really well today. He won't play this week, and he won't play next week. The conversation will be the week after, and hopefully he gets through the end of next week training in the sort of form that he trained today and displayed today, and pulls up well at the end of next week, and then we'll have a conversation about the week after.
There was a bit of talk about Isaac's shoulder out of the game, but apparently that's all seems to be fine.
No, he's good. He copped a bit of a knock the week before in the last minute over in Adelaide, but no, he's fine. He's all good.
In terms of the weekend's performance, we've obviously spoken about slower starts, fast ends, but it felt like a really balanced performance in terms of being able to kind of blow the Giants a little bit off the park early in that second quarter, have a really dominant term, and then be able to manage the win a little bit in the back half?
Yeah, it sort of doesn't always feel like that. It's not a plan. It's more of a we needed to make sure that we got our game right. There's a few areas that we need to improve from the week before, which we did early in the game, even though the scoreboard didn't show it. We were probably happy with some of the things that we were doing in that first quarter. Then the last probably 5 minutes we were able to hit the scoreboard, but we were able to then play some real territory football in the second quarter. It was pretty wet and slippery, and we were able to do that and get the ball in our front half and score off the back of that. So that was important. We play a team this weekend who are superb at clearances, for instance, and we've got to be mindful of that territory battle again this weekend, which is always going to be important.
Does a bloke like Rowbottom personify what the club's experiencing at the moment, and you as a coach ask of the players?
Oh, it's more the players what they're asking of themselves. That's probably the real key to it. We're so fortunate that we've got a good group of players that are, and that younger group have learned off our older players to be able to make sure that they continue to do a role every week. And last week was terrific by Rowie. He played a very good game on his own. Standing up on his own 2 feet, just played a really good game, but to be able to have an influence on their opposition at the time best player was really important for us as a team, and he sort of relishes those opportunities. It sort of, it's not a question of no when you speak to him about it. Absolutely, he's always been since he's arrived at our footy club a really selfless player and knows what his strengths are and very good at it. And did it again on the weekend. It was really important to have that depth in our midfield.
Just looking to Fremantle, you touched a bit on their clearance work. Did you have a chance to look a bit about their game against the Suns?
Yeah, I
did. What did you think of it?
They played really well. They played really well. They've got 2 big guys in the ruck who give them first look no matter who's on board at what particular time of the game. So that's a big ask, and they've got quality midfielders, real quality midfielders. So, and they've got some forwards that were able to take some grabs and provide a real focal point for them. So they're a good team, and we're mindful of their strengths. So we're doing some work on them now, but understanding it's going to be a real big contest here at the SCG on Saturday. So it's going to be a really good test for us.
Alex Pearce might be out for them. How much of a mental advantage do you take over that, knowing they're going there without the skipper?
Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure it's been confirmed by Fremantle yet, so I'm a bit sort of mindful of that. I'm jumping just before it's confirmed, so I'm not sure. So we'll have to wait, and we're planning obviously for him to play. If he doesn't play, we'll take that up then. But I think that's going to be a big midfield battle. Their midfielders are very good, high quality. They've also got a very good ruckman. We've got 2 of them, and so I think the game's going to be very much a midfield battle.
Do you take anything out of your round performance out of them, or do you think they've sort of changed since then?
No, it's probably it's a little bit unusual, isn't it, that you get to play a team twice before you played some other teams once in the draw. It's a bit unusual, but it was only a few weeks ago that we were able to play them. So. Very much they got their pressure game going on the weekend. Their pressure was enormous around the ball. Their coach put it on the agenda for them, and they responded in great fashion. So we see that as a big battle to be able to match what Fremantle are able to deliver in their pressure stakes.
In an ideal world, John, would those aspects of the draw just be ironed out a little bit more straightforward in terms of, like you mentioned, playing each other teams once before you get, because the Giants, you sort of just played them not too long ago.
Yeah,
Either.
it's easy for me to say sitting up here in Sydney when I don't have the draw in front of me trying to work it all out. It must be a nightmare when you've got the draw in front of you and you're trying to work out all the little things that go in behind that, and there must be a big job. I sit back and say, you know, in an ideal world, would that be best? Absolutely would be best. I think it'd be great for everyone, but there's so many things behind it that I don't know about that obviously contribute to the fact that that's what happened. So it's a bit unusual, but you'd think that if it was easy, they'd be doing it the other way around, but obviously it's not that easy.
You said a few weeks ago this was a team still improving. Is there more to come? How do you keep this great run going?
Yeah, I mean, it's really about just improving every day. It's about our training standards. You know, our training was good again this morning. We'll train again on Thursday. We'll just about every day trying to get better. Every day we come in here trying to get better, and looking at our opposition and understanding their strengths. And every opposition's got strengths. This week it's a terrific midfield, great rucks, and a real clearance battle. And every time that you look at an opposition, they've got their strengths. So, you know, we feel a belief that we've got some strengths and we need to understand what they are, but it's also about what the opposition do and getting that balance right every week, and that's what we're striving to do. We're not perfect at it, we're still working on things in our game, and we're trying to get better every day.
You've only lost the one game this year, but in particular the home record at the SAG, where you guys have been undefeated and putting on some really impressive scores against teams. How much of that home form and turning the SAG into that fortress that we maybe haven't seen in the last couple of years has been, I guess, a bit of a priority?
Well, it's. I mean, every game we go in, no matter where it's home or away, we go in to strive to be our best and hopefully be competitive enough to win, no matter where it is. We've been really appreciative of the crowds we've got here at the SCG this year. They've been huge and extremely vocal, and so we're the players and staff and everyone in the footy club love playing here at the SCG this year. The vibe that our crowds are bringing are enormous, and we hope there's another big one there on Saturday afternoon, and you know, that's been a real bonus for us, and we really enjoy. Clearly, we've enjoyed playing here every year, but this week the crowd have been enormous.
There's always talk, mainly more so from opposition fans, that SCG is smaller dimensions than some other grounds in the competition, but do you change the way you play or adopt a different style when you're playing in the SCG compared to other grounds?
Not necessarily. We have an underlying system we like to play in all phases of the game, offence, defence and contest, those things. We have a system, but you make subtle adjustments according to whether you're at the MCG or the SCG, sorry. I have to throw my hands around, but you make those subtle adjustments as you go, but it doesn't really underpin your game. It's not the absolute foundations of the game. It's just a bit of stuff that you add on the top. But, you know, that's just we'll be striving to get our pressure right. We'll be striving to get our defence right. Those are the things that are really important to us.
Caden Cleary obviously got his chance on the weekend. Are we likely to hopefully see him again in an ideal world? Probably not as the sub, or is it?
Yeah, it's a bit hard, a bit early to work out yet. We thought he only played about 15, 20 minutes. And did a good job. He came on and did a good job. He's adapted to a bit of a different role, and we'd love to give him another opportunity. We'll sit down and work that out. Matty Roberts, it was good for him to play a full game in our VFL team. That was really important. So we're making sure that next group coming in gets some experience, but also some exposure and fitness and form. So when they get their opportunity, they're ready to go.
What are the sort of things that keep a coach like you up at night, John? In the middle of a season like this, things seem to be going so well. Aside from your next opponents, obviously that's a weekly thing. What do you try and worry about?
We haven't got enough time. We haven't got enough time. It's amazing what goes through a coach's mind. You think about everything and it doesn't stop. So we seriously wouldn't have enough time to go through what you think about. But what we've been pleased with is the attitude of our players wanting to get better and how they're working for and with each other on game day, and that's been really important. And that's what we're striving to continue to do. It's not easy, but we're striving to continue to do that every week and hopefully be consistent. Our supporters know when they turn up, they hopefully get a consistent effort. So that's important to us, and it's important to the players that we keep working for and with each other.
Are they a pretty self-regulating group in terms of not allowing complacency to set in, or is that something you have to police at all? Or?
Oh, I think it's something we all work together with. It's about trying to, all of us, and coaches included, trying to improve every day we come in here. And whether it's our conditioning staff, it's us as coaches, our medical staff, whether it's our players, we're all trying to get better every day. And if we have that collective approach, trying to get better every day, that helps. And one foot in front of the other, get better every day. Just keep getting better.
And when pundits say that you've already got one hand on the trophy, does that just become white noise?
We don't. It doesn't make any imprint into us inside the footy club, because just the approach we have about getting better. There's a long way to go, and we've just got to keep getting better. A lot of footy to play, and Fremantle a good team this week. So every week there's a new challenge.
You mentioned getting more experience into guys. Does that mean potentially in the weeks to come we might see a few more players sort of rotate from that VFL side into the seniors?
It's a bit early to say. We haven't got to that stage just yet. But we've done it with Robbo. Braden's been that. We've introduced Caden on the weekend to be able to have some more exposure to senior footy is important. In getting the balance right between that and also playing full games is something we're mindful of, and we're not going to get it perfect all the time. We would like to be able to increase that exposure from our players, but once again, it's a bit hard to predict as we sit here today. We're hoping that guys like Millsy and that start to come back into the team soon as well.
Just with Cal, what are the considerations around 2 weeks in terms of not playing VFL? Has he just not got the miles in his legs you want to see before he gets unleashed in a game environment?
Yeah, it's like for want of a better term, I guess it's like a mini pre-season, isn't it? To get enough work into him to be able to sustain a decent run of football, and we've got to make sure we get that right, and so we're giving him the opportunity to do that now. He's training, he's pulling up well. We'll see how he is at the end of next week in regards to the week after, and we'll make a call then. But he's experienced too. He knows what he needs to do in a preparation sense.
Is it nice to have the luxury to be able to do it in that way? Because I'd imagine 12 months ago it might have been a different story in terms of wanting to get him back into the team a little bit quicker with all the injuries and stuff you had to deal with.
Yeah, every year is a bit different, isn't it? And you have different challenges every year. But I'm not about to say too much in that space, because I know how quickly things can change. And that's one of the things that keeps me up at night, Vince. But that's just what it is. And so you deal with that. And so we're very much take it by the moment, day by day type scenario. That's our focus at the moment. And if we control that, well, things tend to take care of themselves.